Welcome to Death in Her Shadow. I'm Death Witchling.
I'm Shadow Phoenix.
And today we're going to be reviewing
The Devil is a Part-Timer. So, just to let you guys know, we've both already seen this anime, but we're going to try and give it a fair review anyways, even though we both like it.
We're kind of biased, yeah.
Yeah,
so this anime is based on a manga by someone whose name I am not even going to attempt to say.
We're just going to put it on screen for you guys.
We'll put it on screen probably right about here.
Yeah. So this anime's genre is action, comedy, fantasy.
And just to give you guys a quick summary, so it's about the devil. He finds himself stranded in modern day Tokyo with no real world skills, and he's forced to make ends meet working at a fast food joint, which
we can all relate to.
We can all relate to that one. So we'll catch up with you guys after we've seen the anime. So, The Devil is a Part-Timer. What do you think?
I mean, it was really good. Some parts definitely could have been better, but it was good.
Yeah, I think it was a really good anime.
Yeah.
So what did you like and what didn't you like about this anime?
Well, what I really liked is how they entailed his powers, Satan's powers, in with the fear of humans and how.
Yeah, I think it was really good how they came to this world that had like no magic really, so they were stripped of their powers, and they
turned into human, which they hated at first.
and they kind of had to like find a way for Satan to regain power in some way, and in a way where it wasn't a constant thing for him, and it was tied into the fact that he was this demon. I think they did that really well.
Yeah, it was really well done. That the more like mass panic it was, the more power he got.
Yeah, and I think my favorite thing about this anime was that it showed so well how there's always two sides to a story, or at least two sides to a story.
Yeah.
And I mean, as like in their intro, when they're explaining about what's come of Ente Isla and how it's come to this war, they're saying how Satan wants to conquer the humans to create a peaceful world for all of the Night's creatures, for all of his people.
Which makes you think that he's not just evil trying to conquer, it's like revenge, like something happened in the past to the night creatures.
Which is typically what happens with opposing sides in the world. There's disagreements and there's fights over resources and wars happen.
Yeah.
And obviously it's something that's gone on for so long, since Amelia was a child before it even started, or when it started, I mean. And she grew up in this environment where, as we see later on, the church and the angels and the people who are supposed to be the good people aren't necessarily.
Yeah, they're not actually as good as they claim to be.
So you see that these people have grown up in this world where they believe that they're on this side, that the demons are bad, that they did this unprovoked, when that's just not the case.
They really were the ones that provoked Satan into doing what he was doing.
Yeah. And I mean, you see when he comes to our world, to Earth, he doesn't immediately try to conquer humans. Even when he gets his powers back, he doesn't see a threat from this world. Yes, he wants to conquer this world, but he doesn't want to cause damage to it. He doesn't want
He wants to make peace without war.
Yeah.
Or at least try to.
And I think that's because he still wants to conquer Ente Isla. He still wants to make that a livable place for his people. But now that he's on Earth, in our universe, in our dimension, he wants to be able to conquer both and have them coincide and have peace throughout. And I think it's just an amazing show that, you don't always have the full story, that what may look bad to you might not necessarily to another. And I think that's so hard for so many people because it humanizes bad people.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that, bad people aren't always bad just for the sake of doing evil, of destruction. I mean, there are people out there who are like that, but
not
everyone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are just driven to that.
And some people, they do bad things for the right reasons. Like Satan, like he was killing people, yes, but he was doing it to try and create peace for his people.
Yeah, and that was another thing. Like, it's not just the demons were the only ones doing the killing. Like, humans were killing his people as well.
Like,
and it was a war.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it was.
Yeah. Okay, so, least favorite part about the anime.
Oh, my least favorite part?
It's gonna be...
It was such a good anime.
Yeah.
What I really didn't like was their landlady. Not that I didn't like her, but I mean, you don't know anything about her. She obviously knows about them. She's
about Ente Isla and everything,
Isla.
apparently.
Like, she knows who they are, obviously, and that's probably one of the reasons why she rented to them.
Yeah, and there's no signs of her having any type of powers. Like, she's not from Ente Isla, but she knows about it.
Well,
and wait,
she's not from Ente Isla that we're aware of.
Right. But it also hints at that she may have had people from Ente Isla living there before.
Right? Because she's more open to taking care of people who have, like, unknown backgrounds.
Yeah, they even say that in the show, right? Like,
and
kind of makes you suspicious.
It's really frustrating because, like, she obviously
knows
what's going on. She's played a part in bringing them all together, and I want to know. It's frustrating to not know. It's this big unknown that might not play a huge part in the story, but it's still something that, at the end of this anime of this season, which I'm pretty sure they're not making anymore. It is a couple years old. That, that's going to be an unknown. You don't know who this lady really was. You don't know her story. You don't know why she was so welcoming to Satan in the first place. Maybe she was a demon. Maybe she was part angel, like Amelia. Like, there's so many unknowns to this woman.
Especially if she knew he was Satan all along, but she didn't actually really know what kind of person he was. I mean, she might have.
I
don't know that, but she knew he was Satan and what he had done, so why just let him live there in the first place, right?
I have to admit, I also really like the character development in this. Like, it brings a lot, especially to Amelia. She learns to question what people are telling her, and that, and people we see as bad people aren't always actually bad people.
And you can tell she has that internal struggle of, like, is he really as bad as everyone says he is?
Yeah, and I think that demonstrates really well people what they go through as they're evolving as a person.
How they can change.
Yeah.
If they, like...
If they have the right information, and they just do it really, really well. Okay, so I said why I didn't like it. Why didn't you like it? Or do you have a reason for not liking it?
Well, one thing I didn't really like about it is that Satan and Lucifer and Alciel, they all had to do something to cause a reaction of fear to get power. But with Amelia, she just has the constant supply of those, like, energy drinks that she's just given. And it kind of annoys me.
Right? Like, and I mean, that's the thing, like...
and another thing to do with that is, if she's taking 2 every day, shouldn't she have more powers than she shows?
Well, and she said, after she started taking those energy drinks, she said that her celestial force, her sword, she was able to make a stronger one, to manifest stronger power than...
But when it really came down to it, when it really came down to her fighting, she didn't even do very well.
Well, I think that was because of her opponent.
Yeah,
right?
I guess that's true.
can't remember his actual name, but the Archangel
Yeah.
had the ability to get rid of her celestial force, essentially.
Yeah, I guess that's true, so...
Kind of made it
Maybe
difficult for her.
If she was facing off a different opponent,
Yeah.
she probably would have done better. I guess that's fair, but still.
Yeah. And I mean, it is kind of frustrating, but I think the thing is, if she hadn't had that character development, if she hadn't realized, okay, Satan isn't necessarily a bad guy, he's not doing anything to harm this world, he's trying to protect it, he's trying to help people, that energy she's been given, she would be using against him.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So I think they do balance it out.
Yeah, yeah. So we've kind of gone through the style and stuff. We've talked a little bit about some of the characters, but which one was your favorite?
My favorite character? Oh, my goodness. That's such a hard one. I think...
I know, it is really hard.
It is really hard.
They're
They're all pretty good characters. I have to say, actually, I think my favorite character was Lucifer.
Yeah.
I mean... and I mean, he is a bad guy at the beginning of this. Like, despite the demon thing, like, he does side with the church. But I mean, it's understandable. He wants to go back to heaven.
Yeah.
He's a fallen angel.
Yeah, Lucifer is a fallen angel, and
he's one of Satan's demon generals.
Yes.
But
and how he kind of gets sided with, who was it, Olba or something? Yeah. With the church in that aspect is Olba promises him that he can go back to heaven if he works with them.
Yeah.
So, but he kind of turns it around.
Yeah, but I think he was amazing as a villain. He had that really good, like, kind of psychotic, like, I'm just doing destruction for destruction kind of thing.
He even asks why Lucifer isn't doing the same thing.
Yeah, right. And
like, I think at one part he's actually saying, like, why would you go for so long without your power when you could easily just start something? He
had a really hard time understanding his leader's motivations at that point. But I think once he started to once he was beaten and once he understood the life he was living and he went and lived with them, he really got into it. And I think it was just great that he was this, like, over crazy, like, enemy at the start, and then he became this hermit, this like geeky hermit, and it's just,
it's like me.
It was just so great, and he was just I know he was kind of like the punching bag to the other characters because he was that evil being in the beginning, but he took it really well.
He took it like a champ.
He was really good comedy in places where you needed it, and I think he was just one of my favorite characters. What about you?
I have to say, at first I was thinking the same thing. Lucifer was my favorite character, but now that I'm really thinking about it, I kind of have to say Chiho, because think about it, she's a human and she just got thrown into all of this.
Yeah,
she takes it really well.
Yeah, like. You'd think someone would have, like, a breakdown or, like,
psychotic
something.
breakdown. Like, yeah.
And I mean...
I know if I was thrown into that situation, I would have. I'd have been like, leave me alone for a day.
Well, especially considering she found out the guy she's crushing on, the guy she thinks she's in love with...
Is Satan. She took
like,
that really well.
That is a pretty big, like...
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And she saw past it. She'd seen his good side from the beginning, and she was able to just accept it so easily.
She even says that she said she fell in love with him before she found out who he was.
Yeah,
and that would never change.
And that's one of the reasons why I like Chiho so much too. She is that innocence that balances out everything else that is going on in this anime, and you need that. It gives a fresh perspective that the other characters aren't used to.
And they did it really well as well. Like how they had her character act and
Yeah, they had an amazing balance between all the characters and how they interacted and stuff. Okay, so I guess we talked about pretty well everything in the anime. So what we're going to do after our reviews is we're going to give a rating. And it's going to be on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being like the absolute best thing you've ever seen. And of course for this anime, it's going to be
out of LCL's general case.
Because, come on, it's the most important thing in the show, obviously. Like...
misses whole battles to go and get it.
To go and get it, because it's so important. Like, I mean...
It's funny.
It's just the way it is. That's what the rating's going to be out of.
Yeah.
So, what did you think? What's your rating?
I'd say 8.5. Because 8 is the balance. Like, there was a lot of good, but there was also the bad parts about it with the different magic energy and the outro.
It really dragged it down.
And the other half, I say, is because when you rewatch an anime, especially this one, you pick up on a few different things that you didn't see before.
Which is what you want when you're rewatching the anime. You want to have fresh things. Like, they do so much so well in this anime, but the bad things, they just bring it down so much that it's hard. I mean, I would highly recommend it. It's not necessarily an anime that's talked about a lot, but I would highly recommend watching it. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. You can see past its faults, but it does hold it back from being that, like, level 10 or level 9 anime. Like, I would definitely say it'd be an 8 for me. Now, of course, you guys will have different opinions. Like, everybody's open to their own opinion on anything we review. You have a different opinion, you agree with us, comment down below. We'd love to hear from you guys.
And definitely, I know we're pretty sure that they're not making any more episodes for this, but if for any anime we watch, if we don't know if there's more episodes, and you do know if there is, please tell us.
Like, if I enjoy an anime and I think there's not going to be another season or something, and somebody tells me there is, I'm going to get pumped. Especially if I enjoyed that anime. Yeah. And this would definitely be one of them. But I'm pretty sure they're not making any more. But yeah, so I think that's pretty well does it for this video.
Yep.
If you liked our video, thought it was great, liked our reviews, hit that like button. We'd love to know what you guys are thinking, your feedback.
And please, if there are animes or whatever that you want us to review, please tell us and we will try to. Yeah,
like comment down below any opinions you have, you know, what you might want us to see, animes, movies, shows, whatever you might want us to do, you might want us to talk about, maybe some different questions you have for us about what anime we've reviewed at the time. Love to hear from you guys. Always a great thing to be, to interact with everyone. And, yeah, if you guys want to stay up to date with what we're doing, please subscribe. You hit the bell notification, you'll know right away when we come out with something. You won't ever miss us.
Well, they might miss us. Probably not, though. Sometimes we're really annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you might miss when we come out with a video. But yeah, you hit that bell notification, you'll know right away. We come out with a video every Monday.
So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next video.
Yeah, see you guys in the next one.